But let's just go back, Patrick, to what you said to me earlier about heckling. When I was interviewing Rishi Sunak from this balcony in front of this beer festival, there was heckling. People were shouting, "You don't know what you're doing." And when the Prime Minister went on walkabouts, going through the different stalls, he wasn't tasting any beer, of course, because he's teetotal, but talking to people, playing pub games. When he was pouring his pint, he was actually heckled by a publican from Wimbledon in South London, a publican who's concerned about the fact that fuel duty, alcohol duty is going up across the board from today, and that's not what we're focusing on. And I'm pleased to say we can now bring you a discussion with that publican. He is called Rudi Keyser. He's here with me now. Rudi, great to see you here on GB News. I know you follow the news very closely. Why did you heckle Rishi Sunak when he appeared here at the Great British Beer Festival?
Yeah, I think it's just a tiredness of the smoke and mirrors. The narrative that the government puts out is absolutely ridiculous, and the people need to stand up to this nonsense. That's why.
Tell us about what pubs are going through at the moment. You've got sky-high electricity bills, you've got sky-high food costs, you've got business rates to pay, you've got corporation tax rate to pay at a higher 25% now, and now you've got a 10.1% increase on alcohol duty across the board.
Absolutely. So I work with one of the biggest brewing companies or biggest pub companies in the country, and in the last 2 weeks we've been bulk buying alcohol from our suppliers just to preempt this increase from today so that we can save on the increase in duty. The customer doesn't see that.
Yeah.
We are seeing our stores absolutely full to the brim so we can save money. In a month's time, we've just gone through a price review structure, and in a month's time, 2 months' time, those increased costs because of the alcohol duty increase will be passed on to the customer.
It strikes me that the Prime Minister, in some senses, has done you a disservice today. Yes, he is saying that the Treasury will guarantee that the duty on pulled beer, on draft beer from the cask, from the cellar, will be less than on supermarket beer. But when duty's going up across the board anyway, the punters are going to turn up saying to you, "Hey, Rudi, where's that cheaper pint that the Prime Minister was talking about on GB News?"
It's smoke and mirrors. If you look at the amount of cask ale as a proportion across the rest of the product lines within a pub, you may be looking at 2%. So only 2% of our product line might stay the same price. It's not going to be reduced. It'll stay the same, whereas everything else will go up. It's absolute nonsense.
So I guess your feelings are running high about what the Prime Minister said then, and that's why you heckled him. You don't strike me as a particularly rude individual. We've been chatting for half an hour.
I'm not.
Waiting to come on. You must have felt really, really upset about it.
I could quite easily have thrown my nice dark porter over his white shirt, but I'm not going to do that. It's just, I find it very disrespectful that he turns up to this great festival, celebrating all things Great British Beer, to use this as a political tool. I think it's downright disgusting.